A short procedure which is given here, which will help you to immediately recall how to perform the titration. Burette solution, as you know, it is KMNO4 solution. Now the short procedure for doing this volumetric analysis, children. Burette solution, we are going to take KMNO4 solution of unknown molarity in the burette. Then pipette solution, that is we are going to pipette out 1 by 20 molar FAS solution, 20 ml of it we are going to prepare. So we will be using pipette, 20 ml pipette. Then indicator, KMNO4 being deeply colored, it acts as a self indicator. So indicator self, we are not going to add any external indicator. And the end point, initially color of FAS is colorless and it's going to become pale pink after the completion of this redox reaction. Then temperature, this particular titration of FAS versus KMNO4 is going to be performed at room temperature. Then molar mass of the burette solution KMNO4 is 158 gram per mole, and molar mass of the pipette solution ferrous ammonium sulfate is 392 gram per mole. These are the 7 points to be included in the short procedure for this titration.
We are going to do the actual process of titration. Initially we did preparation. Now we are going to proceed with titration. The titration involving KMNO4 against the standard solution, which is M by 20 FAS. So before we could start the titration, you remember that this is your 50 ml burette and this is pipette which is marked for 20 ml. So now this burette has to be rinsed with the solution called the KMNO4 solution, whose concentration is unknown, children. So we are going to find the concentration of this KMNO4 solution. So you are initially rinsing the burette with KMNO4 solution. So you are going to look into the rinsing process. Akka is helping us. So a little of KMNO4 is being transferred into the burette, and see that the burette solution is completely smeared with the KMNO4 solution. If it is not smeared with KMNO4 solution and if there is some water droplets left in the walls of the burette, it may interfere with the concentration of KMNO4 solution. That is why we have to rinse it. So before rinsing, we have already washed it. We have already washed the burette. So on the walls, inner walls of the burette, there will be some water sticking. So if water is there and we add KMNO4 directly fill it, then it may interfere with the concentration of the solution. That is why we have rinsed it. Now the second step is we are filling it. Now look at how Akka is filling the burette. So she is using funnel. She is using the funnel. Is how she is holding the funnel. Look at how she is holding the funnel before transferring KMNO4. See that there is no air bubbles while transferring KMNO4. It should be filled above 0 mark. Above 0 mark it should be filled. Above 0 mark it should be filled. Now this step you always forget, children. Now after filling above 0 mark, you have to open the stopcock and fill the nozzle. Fill the lower part of the burette. And now you have to see whether it is exactly coinciding with 0 mark. Is it? No. It's not exactly coinciding. It should be 1 drop. Transfer 1 more drop so that it is exactly coinciding. Remove this funnel because some burette solution will get transferred. So now it is exactly coinciding. You have to look into the upper meniscus. The upper meniscus of KMNO4 solution is exactly coinciding with the 0 mark. Now place it in the burette stand. Don't forget to lock it. Don't forget to lock it or it may fall. Now we are going to transfer the pipette solution, which is FAS solution of concentration M by 20. So we are going to transfer 1 by 20 ml of 1 by 20 molar FAS solution into this conical flask. So the conical flask has already been washed and kept. So before that, there is one step that I have to tell you is that you have to rinse your pipette. Again the same reason. Before rinsing, we have washed the pipette and inside the walls of the pipette there will be some water sticking into it, and if you directly pipette out 20 ml, it may vary the concentration of FAS. That is why it has been rinsed, and the rinsed solution has to be thrown into the sink. It has to be thrown into the sink. It should be discarded. Now you have to take exactly 20 ml of FAS solution from the pipette. So remember that you have to keep the pipette touching the bottom of your standard flask. Now Akka is ready for pipetting out. So again, above that mark it has to be, you have to draw the solution, and now slowly if you open the index finger, it will fall into the solution will fall down, and once it reaches the mark, the lower meniscus should touch the line. Now you can transfer your entire FAS solution, 20 ml of FAS solution, into the conical flask. Now you have to touch, there will be some drops hanging. I don't know what the reason is. It hangs because of the two pressure. The pressure inside and the pressure outside remains same. It hangs. You have to transfer the last drop by touching the walls once, twice, thrice. Don't blow the liquid inside, because without this liquid only it is marked for 20 ml. It has been marked for 20 ml without this liquid. So don't blow the liquid. The hanging liquid you have to transfer it into the conical flask, just touching it once, twice, thrice. Now the next step, we have transferred the pipette solution. Next step, you have to be cautious. You have to add 20 ml of 4N sulfuric acid into the 20 ml of FAS solution, which has been already pipetted out. Remember, this is to prevent, this is because KMnO4 versus FAS titration happens in presence of sulfuric acid. The medium of this reaction is acidic medium. That is why we have added 1 test tube full of sulfuric acid, 4N sulfuric acid. Already Gayatri teacher has told, while preparation you have to add 1 test tube full of sulfuric acid. That is to prevent hydrolysis of FAS. This is second time we are adding. That is because this redox reaction happens in acidic medium. So we will start with the titration. So initial, when you looked into the short procedure, we noted that the end point is colorless to pale pink. So the solution is colorless, no children? The solution is colorless. As the reaction between KMnO4 and FAS happens, the end point can be marked by change in color, from colorless solution to pale pink. So we will proceed with the titration. You can do. Akka has started titration, and look at the way she holds the burette and the way she holds the pipette. The way she holds the conical flask. So look at the way she holds it. Very important. And as she adds the solution, she is gently swirling the content inside the conical flask. So a swirl, a gentle swirl for every step of KMnO4, for every drop of KMnO4 that is being transferred. You should not look into the burette, but you should look into the conical flask for noting the change in color. So it has been to observe closely. You should not be distracted by your friends when you are doing the titration actually, individually. You should not be distracted by the surroundings. You should concentrate only looking into the conical flask for noting the change in color, so that you know that the exact reaction between KMnO4 and FAS has got completed.
Up to 10 ml you can run down, after which you have to make the addition of KMnO4 drop wise. Okay children?
And you have got the end point. The color is pale pink color. Note the reading, children. Note the reading. The reading says, am I right, Gayatri? Is it 21.8?
Exactly, it is 21.8. The
Yes,
reading is
exactly.
21.8 ml.
So the reading says 21.8 ml. Should we do it again in order to ensure
Yeah.
that the reading is
Yes,
21.8?
similar procedure.
Similar procedure you have to follow and ensure that the same title value you are getting again. Concordance of value is very important. Two consecutive values should be same. So I performed the titration 1. I have to repeat perform the same titration. Washing this flask. You have to wash the flask. You have to throw the content, wash the flask, keep the flask ready and transfer again 20 ml of FAS. Titrate it against KMNO4 and look for the reading, and if the reading is 21.8 you can record it. You can record it and you can proceed getting the correction from the teacher. After which we have the calculation part.
The solution,
Sure.
okay, after completing the first titration, okay, the solution inside the conical flask has been thrown away, thrown into the sink after making a note of the reading. Now again, for repeating the titration, we have to again pipette out 20 ml of FAS, after which, see, again 20 ml she is pipetting it out. It is for the second titration, okay, to check
Whether we get the
same titer value. Yes. So 20 ml has been again pipetted out and transferred into the conical flask. And you can recall, after pipetting out 20 ml FAS solution, 1 test tube full of 4N sulfuric acid is added to make the medium acidic, and again the titration has to be continued. And you will be making a note of the reading. See children, before you start the second reading,
It was 21.8. 21.8.
the initial reading is 21.8, okay, and after completing the titration you will again make a note of the final reading. Final reading minus initial reading, that will give you the volume of KMNO4.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Now the reading for the
The
second
reading.
titration is
Reading is exactly 43.6. 43.6. It shows 43.6. Little larger it is showing, but it is very close to 43.6. 43.6. Now teacher is recording.
we have already, okay, we have the tabular column in our manual, and serial number 1 and 2, volume of FAS, in both the titrations we took 20 ml of FAS, and for the first titration initial reading was 0.0 ml and the final reading was
21 point.
what was the reading? 20?
It's 21.8.
21.8 ml for the first reading, and we just continued okay, the titration, okay, from the reading of the first titration,
So
final reading of the first titration. So the initial reading for the second titration is 21.8 ml, and the final reading of the second titration, it was found to be
43.6.
43.6 ml children, and volume of KMNO4 is final volume or final burette reading minus initial burette reading, which comes to 21.8 ml in the first case and same 21.8 ml in the second case. We are getting consecutive concordant titer value and this is the volume of KMnO4 required to completely react with 20 ml of 1 by 20 molar FAS taken. We can now use this for calculation to get the molarity of KMnO4.
Now we know that the oxidizing agent is KMnO4 and the reductant is ferrosammonium sulfate, the ferrous ion of the ferrosammonium sulfate. So we are going to know what happens in the oxidation half. Ferrous get during this reaction between KMnO4 and FAS, ferrous gets oxidized to ferric and MnO4 minus ion, KMnO4 la ionic equation, we are writing it as ionic equation. So MnO4 ion or the permanganate ion gets reduced to Mn2 plus. Remember that you have to balance in acidic medium as we did in redox reaction in class 11 chemistry. So we should write the overall reaction. Electron gained is pi for MnO4 minus to get reduced to Mn2 plus. Electron lost by ferrous to get oxidized from ferrous to ferric is one electron. Therefore, we understand that the electron loss should be equal to electron gain. So we have multiplied by 5 so that electron gained during reduction of MnO4 minus to Mn2 plus is equal to the electron lost during the oxidation of ferrous to ferric. That is the purpose of multiplying it by 5. Then we are writing the overall reaction. Now the formula to calculate or to find the molarity of the unknown KMnO4 solution is M1V1X1 is equal to M2V2X2. 2 we label for FAS, 1 we have labeled for KMnO4. So M1 is the molarity of KMnO4, V1 is the volume of KMnO4 that has been used when reacting with 20 ml of 1 by 20 FAS. So that is your titer value. X1 is the number of electrons gained by MnO4, which is exactly 5. Now this 2 is labeled for FAS. So M2 is the molarity of FAS, which we know we have prepared. So it is 1 by 20 m. Volume of FAS that has been pipetted out is always 20 ml. We have pipetted out from the 100 ml standard flask. We have pipetted out 20 ml. So that is the volume that we have taken. X1 is the number of electrons that has been lost by ferrous ion to get oxidized to ferric. It is exactly 1. Don't write it as pi. Write what is the number. For every mole of ferrous to get oxidized to ferric, you need 1 mole of electron. So you have to indicate X2, number of electron lost by ferrous during oxidation is 1. So having understood all this 3, I have to understood all this all the parameters in this equation. We are going to substitute it. What is